In a world ravaged by spiritual deception, where much of Christianity has led into grave doctrinal error, many churches and Christian bookstores are not safe places anymore. So what is the spiritual seeker to do? They are to test all things and hold fast what is good. My name is Chris Lawson, and this is Spiritual Research Network. Our goal is to proclaim the gospel, encourage biblical discernment, and expose dangerous mystical practices in the world and in the church. Join me now as we examine the issues of our day in the light of God's written word.
Hello and welcome to Spiritual Research Network. My name is Chris Lawson, and I'm the founder of SRN. I'd like to just share a couple things with you, a few terms that you may have heard in your church, in a Christian setting, at a conference, or maybe that you're even familiar with through reading different books. Maybe they're Christian books, or perhaps maybe they're New Age books, or books that are from authors who are into different forms of occultism and things like that. I'm just going to go through a list of terms. I'm not going to define them at this time. We'll do that in another study. But I want to throw these terms out and then just make a comment, and you can be on your way. Altered states of consciousness, ancient wisdom, Aquarian age, biblical meditation or contemplation, centering and centering prayer, chakras, Christ consciousness, contemplative prayer, creative visualization, desert fathers, the false self, the higher self, interspirituality, the Jesus prayer, Kundalini Shakti, Lectio Divina, mantra, meditation, metaphysical, mysticism, New Age, New Thought, occult and occultism, pantheism, panentheism, Reiki, sacred space, spiritual formation, the silence, spiritual directors, universalism, and there's more. What I've just done is I have simply read through the glossary titles of a friend of mine's book. That friend of mine, his name is Ray Yugen. His book is called The Time of Departing. And the cover reads, How Ancient Mystical Practices Are Uniting Christians with the World's Religions. Ray has done his homework. Lighthouse Trails Research Project has published this book. And this book addresses, along with a lot of other material, this book covers the dangers of contemplative prayer, mysticism, contemplative spirituality, otherwise known as the new spirituality, coming into the church. Well, it's already come into the church full scale. And in a lot of ways, it's like a gigantic Trojan horse that's come in, and the cargo has been unloaded. When I look at it and I say the emerging church movement is the Trojan horse. False teachers leading the whole thing. And the Trojan horse has been wheeled into the church, and what comes out of it? New Age, new spirituality, quantum spirituality, occult teachings that are just steeped in the world of pantheism, panentheism, Eastern occult mystical techniques, Christianized prayer forms that you find in books that are written in India by occultists and gurus, all this sort of stuff. Now, the reason I say Ray has done his homework is because I have over 1,000 books in my research library, and what I found is the same thing that Ray has found. And it's the same thing that Warren Smith has found. And it's the same thing that Roger Oakland has found. And it's the same thing that Carol Matriciana has found. And quite a few other authors who are writing and exposing all this mystical, Eastern, pantheistic, panentheistic type of philosophy from the East that is being gobbled up by Christians in Western civilization, Canada, America, Western Europe, the United Kingdom, and many other countries. It's gone full circle. It's even gone back to India now, where Indian pastors are buying into the contemplative mystical techniques. And so Ray has written this book exposing the deception that's come into the church. I've got about 20 some odd years of research to back up what Ray has found and what Warren and the Dombrowskis at Lighthouse Trails. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but you know what? The bottom line is there's a New Age movement that's blown through the church in the Western world, and it is destroying churches. It is destroying the faith of Christians. It is shipwrecking people. Why? Because they go from going to church reading their Bible, to going to church to doing yoga, to going to church and hearing New Age doctrines, and then leaving the church and Christ for the New Age gospel, the age of Aquarius. This is tragic. I want to recommend Ray's book. It can be purchased through Lighthouse Trails Research Project. It can be purchased through SRN. It can be purchased through Amazon. It can be purchased through a number of different places. Please, take a second look at what your church is teaching. What is your pastor influencing you with? Is he allowing things into your church that are written and addressed in this book? If he is, I want to encourage you to go and confront that pastor and say, Pastor, look, here's Ray's book. Just check it out. Give it a read. If your pastor can't do that, if he can't check out the facts, you need to think twice about that church that you're going to. Will you sit there and sit under the teaching of a man who is going to allow contemplative, mystical, and occult techniques to be repackaged as Christian mantras and forms of prayer that will lead you and induct you into an altered state of consciousness? If that's the case, you're sitting under the pastor's teaching, and that pastor's dangerous. Think about it. What is your church teaching you? What are you allowing to influence your children through the youth ministry at your church? Are they into this stuff? You need to do the research. You need to figure it out. Do your homework. Don't just listen to us. Do the homework yourself. Thanks for taking the time. I sincerely, from my heart, hope that you will take a second look at the facts, because a multitude of people are being deceived by the Trojan horse in the church.
For further information on this subject, remember that Spiritual Research Network offers a growing selection of books, articles, videos, and audio messages that will help equip you to effectively proclaim the gospel and encourage you to be biblically discerning in these last days. You can visit our website at spiritualresearchnetwork.com. My name is Chris Lawson, and I want to thank you for your interest in and support of our Spiritual Research Network ministry.